One. Welcome to Podnutz Pro, show number 53. This is the show where Matt Rainey and I talk about several different topics. Most of the topics, if not involving sports, involve small business server and routers and firewalls and all that good stuff. So here is the man that brings all the knowledge to the table, Mr. Matt Rainey. How you doing today, sir?
Oh, I don't even know how to answer that today. It's been a long 2 weeks. I know last time we talked, I said I had a little break. That break disappeared fast, and now I'm really, really swamped. But other than that, doing good. How about you?
Good. I'm doing great. Spent last week in Orlando doing some Cisco training. So it's one of the classes, and I've taken training before, and most of the training is kind of boring and blah, 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 the whole Charlie Brown effect. But this class was to me, it was pretty informative and entertaining, so I took a lot out of it. So I love training because it's free because your company pays for it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Alrighty, so what are we talking about today, sir?
Well, I'm going to talk about some of the things that have happened, mainly a couple servers that went down. And when I say server down, clients use it all the time. My server's down, my server's down. But they rarely is the server actually down. Server down for them could mean they can't log into Yahoo or something.
Sure.
So I actually did have 2 servers go down this past week.
Okay.
Now, when you're supporting small businesses, I know that's the biggest obstacle, of course, is to learn servers. So a lot of people are getting into support for small businesses or doing server support. It's very nerve-wracking if the server goes down.
So,
but
I'm sorry, but
deal with it.
When you get a phone call, like what's the first exposure? What's the first phone call that you get that you suspect that a server could be down?
Usually it's something like nobody can access the internet. Nobody can access the file server. Outlook says disconnected offline. So right off the bat, I know right away that they lost connection to the server. Now that doesn't mean the server is down, of course. That could mean the switch went out. It could mean the cable's out. It could mean a lot of different things. It doesn't mean the server's down. It just means you can't talk to the server.
And that's very intriguing because you and I and most of the folks that are listening right now know that there's so many different pieces to the network and actually getting to the internet that it could be the server, as Matt said. It could be the switch. It could be a cabling issue. It could be a bad port. I mean, that's where you start the troubleshooting. So.
Yep. And one thing is if it's a switch, normally I'll ask them, okay, you can't, Outlook is offline. You can't access the file server. Do you see a little computer down by the bottom of your time with a little X on it saying cable disconnected? If they say yes, okay, it's a switch more than likely.
Okay.
But in this particular instance, and I'll go through the whole story in a minute. In this particular instant, no. I'll say, can you check a few other computers? Does anybody else have that? No, nobody has it. Okay. Now it's time to go walk to the server and tell me what you see. But let me start at the beginning. This is a long story. Well, I can make it short. This particular server starts a few weeks before. They called for something, and I don't even remember what they called for, but I had to log into the server to either create a user account or do something. But a lot of times when I connect to a server, if I'm already in it, I'll just check the backup, open BackupExec just to see if it's been running. I mean, that's not what they called me for, but I'm already in it. I want to make sure it's working.
Sure, I might as well.
Yeah. So now I don't do it every time, but when I think about it, I do like to just pop it open and look at it. So I popped it open, looked at it, and what do I see? Failure, failure, failure. As long as the logs go back 2 months, probably.
Wow.
So I ask her, have y'all been getting backups? She says, yeah, I change tape every day. I said, okay, well, that doesn't mean you're getting a backup. I said, who changes the tapes? I do. Okay. Who gets the backup notifications? I do. Okay. When's this time you got one? Oh, now that you say it, it's been a long time. So okay, so when you don't get them, why? We've discussed this, I reminder before. If you don't get it, no news is not good news with the backup.
Right.
Okay, so I reminded, okay, when you don't get the backup notification, that means something's wrong because you should get a failure notice or a success notice. Normally, if you don't get any notice, the backup didn't even try and run, or it's still in the process of trying to run. So she says, "Oh, I forgot," which of course they do. You know, they're users.
Right. Now, for those of you that are listening and asking why is Matt Rainey not receiving his emails, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you provide an extra tier of support where customers pay extra where you do receive his emails? Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So they want to do a service agreement, sign up for managed services. We definitely will direct those to us. We'll have some reporting going on that goes to us. If they choose not to, we ask them who should be monitoring that, and that's who we put in charge of that. Normally, it's the person that changes the tapes. So, and of course, they forget. So she forgot. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Well, let's start over. So we haven't been getting notifications, so it's not been running. Just to let you know, you have no backup. Oh no, of course they always say that, but yeah. So you're forgetting about the notifications. Let me ask you this: when is the last time that you ran the cleaning tape? Although, what is always their response to that question?
When the system was first installed.
I have a cleaning tape.
Oh. Okay. I guess not.
Yeah. Okay. So you have a cleaning tape. Last time I saw it, it was sitting on top of the server. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, it's there. Okay. So you have not been running that every month? No, I guess not. Okay. So I look back in the notes, and their particular server is around 5 years old, and I said, well, okay, here's what we need to do. The backup tapes I can see are 2.5 years old. I have no idea how long old your cleaning tape is. I'm assuming it's the same. So what we need to do is we need to order you a new cleaning tape and some new backup tapes. Okay, order those.
Now, for folks that are asking, why would you need a cleaning tape? What's the purpose of that tape?
Well, the tape drives, it cleans the heads, kind of like old VCR tapes. It cleans the heads and the tapes on the drive. So we get the tapes in. She hasn't run it in a while. So normally when that happens, I'll run it 2-3 times. And of course, I explain to them again, these cleaning tapes have a certain lifespan. A lot of them have like little X's, little boxes inside the card. When you run it, check it. When the boxes are filled, it's time for a new cleaning tape. So I show her, I mark out 3 times because I ran it 3 times. A reminder, let's put a reminder in Outlook. I created the reminder. Normally I'll just tell them run it once a month. If they have a problem, I'll actually create a reminder in their Outlook that pops up once a month, run cleaning tape. The first Monday of the month or whatever.
Okay.
Run cleaning tape. And I may even put details like run cleaning tape, don't forget to mark off on the tape that you ran it, for that X in the box. So I do that, and I say, let's label a few tapes, and I'll say, let's let the backup run tonight. We'll see what happens. I don't have any errors labeling the tapes, and the test run ran fine. Next day, I look at the backup failed. So, okay, so something else is going on. So I start digging around. I get the diagnostic tools for the tape drive, run some tests. The tape drive just basically reporting back that the tape drive is no good. So now I call and tell her tape drive's no good. I send her a few quotes for a new tape drive. I happen to have one that was used, refurbished tape drive. Send her that, and I quote her for online backup. Weeks go by. I don't hear anything. I call her back. I'm just checking back. Just remind you don't have a backup. Did you just make sure you got the quotes? Oh yeah, we got them. We're just still trying to decide what to do. Okay. So you know your server's old. Your server it needs to be replaced. So I wouldn't depend on your server lasting much longer, so you really need a good backup. Okay. So anyway, I think total of 3 weeks go by. They said, give us the refurbished drive. It's okay. Now, what they had was an LTO 2. The refurbished one I had was an LTO 4. But the tapes work in there. So we go out and we install it. I sent one of my guys out there. He installs it. Installs a driver. The server can see the drive fine, but BackupExec won't see it. So I told him I'll look at it. So just go ahead and make sure your tape is in the drive. And I'll connect and take a look at it. So I'm connecting, and the BackupExec won't see the tape drive. So I'm doing a little research. Of course, with BackupExec, you have those device driver packages you can install that basically Symantec has its own drivers for tape drives.
Yeah, which I always found that kind of frustrating because you have it installed on the Windows end, but as Matt is describing, as Symantec goes, no.
Yeah, Symantec wants you to use their driver. So normally you go to the little hardware wizard and say, yeah, here's my tape. And normally it'll find it and install a Symantec driver, but it wasn't doing that. So I had to dig around some more, and then I found the article about the version of BackupExec that they're on only supports LTO 3 and lower, so no LTO 4. So I'm like, great, okay. So the backup's not going to work. By now it's 10 o'clock at night. I was trying different things, rebooting this, rebooting that. And the server's working fine. It's just that BackupExec couldn't see the tape drive. It was the only problem. So I shoot her an email, explain the situation, tell her this drive's not going to work. We either need to get an update to BackupExec, or we need to go with the new drive that I quoted you. And of course, I let her know that this is really, we didn't know about the compatibility issue with this version of BackupExec and the tape drive, so you're not going to be billed for any of the time, of course, that we went out to install it, or, you know, whatever. Knowing that that's no charge to her.
Right.
Just because, of course, they're going to want to know. And, of course, they really shouldn't pay that because, I mean, it's not their fault that it didn't work. And really, I didn't know that about that compatibility issue because there are certain things that creep up and you just got to eat that time. It's a learning experience.
Gotcha.
So in the morning, she replies back saying, "No, that's fine. Let me." I told her the new tapes that you bought, we can take those back as well too, because she was concerned. She told me later on that one of the reasons they went with the tape drive is because they just bought the new tapes and they didn't want that money to go to waste. So I told her, no, we can take those back too because you didn't use them. We'll take everything back. So you're free to go with the online backup, or you're free to go with the new tape and the new tape drive.
Okay. So at this point, you're taking care of the customer, so there shouldn't be no frustration.
Right. So the next morning around 8:30, she emails me saying, okay, I'm going to discuss it with the owner. We'll let you know what we want to do. I get a phone call at 10:30 morning. So I'm thinking she's calling back to let me know what she wants to do. No, it's not what she's calling back for. She's calling back saying they all lost connection to the server. All of a sudden, everything stopped working. So, of course, and then I go through the things. Do you have the computer by the bottom of your right of your screen saying cable disconnected? No, we don't have that. We're connected. Okay. Can you ping the server? Walk through ping a server? No, can't ping the server. Can you ping a printer? Yes, you can ping a printer. Okay, so the network's not down. It's not a switch. I try an RDP to the server. I can't get in. So it's time to go take a walk to the server. What do you see? And this is when she decides to mention, oh, right, we lost connection to the server. We started hearing a loud beeping.
Oh.
Okay. Beeping usually isn't good. It's not some kind of prize or anything. You know, it's usually a bad thing. So, of course, when you hear beeping, you have to... Now I'm thinking, oh, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe the battery backup is what's beeping. The server shut off. Because that could be what happened.
Sure.
They had a bad circuit, power circuit. So I go over there walking, what's beeping? First of all, what's beeping? Is the battery backup beeping? No. It sounds like it's coming from the server. Okay, well, that's bad. So let's make sure, what color are the lights on the battery backup? Anything red on there? No, it's all green. Okay. Is the monitor on? Yes, monitor's on. What's on the monitor? She says, nothing. It's blank. Okay.